So someone just asked me this week about NotebookLM's Mind Map feature, and honestly, I hadn't even tried it yet. So I tested it this weekend, and I need to show you what I found because this is genuinely useful for teachers. Hey everyone, I'm Mr. B, Media Arts teacher, AI tech lead at San Marino High School. Let's get into it. All right, so first, what is NotebookLM really quick? Here's all you need to know. It's a free AI tool from Google. You upload your own documents, lesson plans, articles, PDFs, anything, and it only works from what you give it. It's not searching the internet, it's just reading all your stuff. And that's what makes it different, and that's why teachers just frankly love it. So you go to notebooklm.google.com and just click on Try Notebook LM, especially if you logged into your Google account already, it should just open up. And one quick thing before we dive in, you may have heard that Notebook LM was 18 plus only, but they've changed that. If your school uses the Google Workspace for Education, which most schools do now, your students can use Notebook LM at any age. And it's going to be a huge asset for them. I highly recommend showing them and explaining it to them. But check with your IT admin to make sure that it's enabled and the age barrier is just gone now. Okay, so this is, I'm going to click into Notebook LM, try Notebook LM, but I have a tab open already. And this is going to be what it looks like. It's super easy to navigate. These are all going to be your notebooks in here, anything you've done. So I've done things for demos already. I've done stuff for my own media arts classes. This is an OBS setup that I used to help me understand how to set up my OBS, open broadcasting software on my Mac, and walked me through all the steps and made a video explainer for me that I actually uploaded to YouTube later to share with other people, and it's gotten hundreds and hundreds of views. It's a tool that I just can't tell you enough how much I love. We're going to go and click on Create New Notebook, and this is all it is. And now you need to add sources to it. It can't just, you could type stuff in there and it's going to give you some answers, but the power here is that you upload sources. And I'll click on the source button on the left here, but you can drop in YouTube websites. So maybe in your classes, you link YouTube to kids to watch stuff. You can do that now as well. Or maybe you want to build a quiz out of that. So all of those things are available for you. You can upload any kind of file. I've uploaded markdown files and text files and docs and PDFs, you name it. It just reads everything. And of course, you can link it to your Google Drive, which is awesome. And then you can just copy and paste text. I see there's a new thing here that says create audio and video overviews from your notes and documents. So I'm gonna have to play with that in another video, but for now, let's just upload something that I wanna work on. So here I had my whole curriculum for Intro to Media Arts, and I wanted to make a 3-week intensive course for my summer school. So we're basically gonna go through the whole semester in 3 weeks, and it's pretty fun because we're just grinding out 4.5 hours a day during summer school. So I uploaded it. You can see it's already done. It has a summary of what this document was, explains the whole thing, and then it asks you questions here. So this is great for us teachers. For example, down here it says, what are the core values and storytelling principles of this course? Maybe I want to click on that so I can refresh it and give myself some more ideas. How does it transition from short social media to documentaries? All kinds of stuff. It'll help me to become better at what I'm doing. But we're here to see what the mind map does, so let's dive into the mind map. On the right side of this interface is the studio. You'll see that you've got 9 things there: audio overview, slide decks, which is a huge plus here, and we'll do another video just on slide decks. A video overview of what the whole thing is. So I'm gonna actually click on that right now so that it can start building that. And I want it to be cinematic, and let's see, no customization. We're just gonna leave that there, let it generate there. And by the time the videos we're at the end here, it should be done. The 4th thing there is the mind map. We're gonna click on that in a second. It can give you reports, flashcards, and make a quiz for you, an infographic. I'm actually gonna click on that infographic as well. Let that build that out for us as well. And then if we have a lot of data, it makes out data tables. So this is all going, all that's cooking right there, and we're gonna hit mind map now. Okay, so the mind map is finished. I'm gonna click on this once, and it opens up on mind map. And I don't know if you guys have used mind maps before, but basically what they are, visual overviews of everything that you're trying to think of and put together and use for a video or a storyline, or it's just dumping your brain onto a canvas and giving it some kind of structure. And I used to use, there was an app called MindNode. I remember years ago when it first came out, where I would click and just add nodes everywhere. And it was just so big for me because I would be able to just think of video tutorials I wanted to do and the directions I wanted to, and or just courses or anything. It was great for that. So this is really great too. So this is our full screen right now. You can see up here I can go back to a smaller screen, but we're just going to go big for now. And here, anywhere here, I can click to expand it. So here's the course overview. I'm going to go into week 1 and just hit that once. And I can see right away in week 1, we're going to dive into visual storytelling, social media creation, pre-production pipelines, technical production. We're going to leave that alone. I'm going to go into the next one. Week 2, we're going to start into teaching them how to edit. And if I click on this one here, editing involves using this type of software. It talks about cuts and transitions, color grading. And what's really cool about this is once I click on one of these, it comes back into NotebookLM chat area. And now we're going to discuss more about that specific part. So maybe this will help me to think of ways that I want to teach this. And you'll see right here, it shows that this editing mastery is the primary focus of week 2. And we're going to talk about cuts, transitions, pacing. Here's my software progression. They start out using something from iMovie, and then we finally go into DaVinci Resolve, or actually it'll be Adobe Premiere Pro for us. And then intermediate stuff here, we're going to talk about utilizing cuts, transitions, and pacing. And just, it gives me all of that here. And I can go in here and tweak any of this. And actually here it says, what editing software is used for these projects? And I'm going to click on that. And then it's going to scan my text that I have already from my original thing. And it's saying here these things are. And I can even type in, I want to replace DaVinci with Premiere Pro. And it's going to check the scope, and it's just going to do some quick tweaks for me and have that all done as well. And we'll go back up here in a second, but let's just see what it does. It's doing some different changing to replace this Monday, blah, blah, blah. Currently sources do this. By making the substitution, it would be iMovie, CapCut, Premiere Pro. And that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. And it's going to let me know that I can do all these things. It's also telling me about Premiere Rush, which is Adobe's kind of CapCut version. So that's another option here. And then it just keeps giving you questions here that you can dive into. What's nice about this is from my curriculum. It's not something that found out on the internet and is trying to make mine. No, this is my stuff here. And if you want to use some cool tricks, you can go into ChatGPT or Claude first to, of course, make all this stuff and then bring it in here. So it's just exactly what you want. So we'll look at another one here. Let's go to the week 3 final and let's see what it says there. And it's going to go explore some more. So in the week 3, we're going to go into the documentary project and we're going to go into all of this. It looks great. I love what it says here. This is just fantastic. So over here on the right, you can download after you're done, and we maybe want to expand all of these. So if I expand all of these like this, let me just click these last 2. And now you can see everything is here. Move it there. And I can click this button here. It'll download a PNG file of everything so we can look at it and maybe show the kids as well. And so this is what Mind Map does. I've been playing with it. It just is a really cool tool. As you can see, it just gets information from whatever we've uploaded. It's not giving us anything else. And it just gives us a way to really brainstorm and I kind of say perfect our lesson plan or whatever we're working on. Let's go back into Studio for a second, though. I want to see what else has been done. So that's our mind map. This is going to be our infographic. Let's check that out. Okay, so week 3, week intensive. So week 1 foundations. This is super cool. This is something that I could download and I can put into my Google Classroom so they can see visually what this whole course is going to be about. And one quick side note, if you look over here, this is my iographer cases that I invented. I didn't tell it anything about that, but it's in there, probably just because of my whole setup. But that's kind of cool. It made a design of it and everything. So you know we're going to be filming with iPhones and iPads, which is really fun. But here it shows the flow of what we're going to be doing. And then it gives you an assessment breakdown of how I'm going to assess everything. So these are fun. I love the infographics that this makes from it. So that is super, super cool. It's still generating the video, so I'll take a look at that soon. But while we're at it, let's just go in here and look at the slide deck too. Let it generate a slide deck for us. That's going to take a few moments as well. Okay, now for sharing, we've got two options. Option one is we can share the entire notebook. So everything that we created in here, you can share that entire thing, and you would just go up here and click on share and just invite people, and then they would have access to all of it. So maybe if you're working in a department, you're in the math department or the English department or history or whatever, you can share things like this. Option two, I can go into my mind map here and expand it, etc. And then when I download it here, they can get a visual of all of that. But the bad part is that they will just see the map. They're not going to be able to click on it or do anything with it. They'll just see what the map is, which could be really useful. Maybe you release a little bit at a time. Maybe we're going to tell them this. We're going to work on visual storytelling for the next few days. And you crank this out. And then maybe the next day is just about this and crank that out. And then this. So you can download a bunch of PNGs to share up in Google Classroom so that they understand what's going on. Okay, so I've been waiting for a while, and the video is still generating the video overview. And it actually just finished. This is crazy. I've been literally waiting, and it just finished here. So let's take a look at that now. Of course, like I said, this was all about NotebookLM and using the mind map feature. I showed you how that worked. But while we're here, let's just take a look and see what the video and the slideshow look like. So I'm going to click on it once and we'll listen to it. Oh, that is really cool. So let's play it. Hopefully you should be able to hear it.
In digital media production, the foundation never changes. The story must always come first, and the technology remains strictly secondary. To put this into practice, your first challenge removes all the technical safety nets. You need to construct a complete, easily understood narrative using exactly 5 photographs from a smartphone with no text and absolutely no dialogue allowed.
This is amazing. Let me just scan through the rest.
Expensive camera gear or complex spoken exposition. Step 1 is selecting your micro action. Choose something highly contained.
So we're looking at a 5-minute and 19-second overview of the whole thing. Let's see what this does down here.
Behind them ruins the camera's.
So it's giving us ideas about light. I love this. I'm actually going to put this up on the YouTube channel. So this was super, super cool, the video overview. And it just took it all from my notes that I had. So let's look at the slide now. So here's the slideshow, and we can click here to play the viewer. I'm not going to do that because it expands into the full frame and it's outside of my recording area. But let's click on these, Intro to Summer Media Arts. This is where I can just start talking about how important the story is and how we're going to do 4.5 hours of uninterrupted creative rhythm. That's really cool. Technical escalation, how we're going to do that. How every frame is planned before we film. That is 100% what I do in class. And then capturing pristine audio, what room tone is, lavalier mics that we have. And then it just goes into how edits work. This is really amazing, people. So this is something that I would show on day one and just walk through it. And so they'd understand what they're getting into. But isn't that crazy that all of these things can be made with this one tool? It's amazing. I just really love NotebookLM. So NotebookLM is free. The link is in the description. It takes 2 minutes to set up. And if you want to pair this with Claude for your full lesson planning workflow, grab my free Claude Classroom Starter Pack, also in the description. 3 copy and paste prompts, a teacher template, and a setup guide built for real classrooms. Subscribe if you want honest AI tool reviews from an actual teacher, not some tech influencer. I'm Mr. B, and I'll see you next week.